my lighting today and just a speed light. Modifiers. This is it. Well, I'll use the built-in one here too. This little slide thing here. That's a modifier. And then a little gray card. Again, I always use these for modifiers because they fit in my back pocket. I don't really use this unless I'm leaving or storing it. Otherwise, this is just in my back pocket like this, and I use this for a modifier. It works so well, and gets rid of all the extra stuff. But let's get into the shoot and show you. Oh, before I forget, I have to show you this. Now, this company, I'm sure, wanted me to do a personal video just in this product. It's a damn charger. I can't do an entire video. But when they said, hey, we're going to send this to you, I'm like, okay, fine, battery charger, whatever. But once I used it, now I've been using it for a long time because I've gotten 30 emails going, when's the video going to be out? But I just want to show you this because it fits in the side of my bag, which I absolutely love. It works. It's fantastic. It's powerful. It's small. I just love this thing. Honestly, I'll leave the name in the description below because I don't know it. I know I'm supposed to be doing a big video on this. I can't do that, and sorry if they don't like it, but it shows you the percentage right on the screen. It just works. And I've been using it a lot. I actually use it to power my some of my LED lights. I definitely use it to charge my batteries on my camera and my phone. And like, I don't have to think about it. It's always in the side of my bag. And not having to think about it is the biggest thing and the biggest benefit of this. It's just there and it works and it's solid. So, but I'll leave a link. I have an Amazon link for it, I think. I don't know if they gave me a link. I will leave a link for it because it really is that good. Anyway, I can't believe I'm actually saying this about I don't know what the hell it's called. INIU? Fast charge? It is fast, by the way. I can attest to that. Anyway, a good charger. Let's get to the video and I'll stop talking about, products. Thanks for watching as always.
This is the hobby part of the shoot for me, like when I can just throw a flash on camera and walk around and have fun. Now, this first one is ISO 50 f4.5 at 200. This flash doesn't have enough power for that. It's like rated at 40. So I'm gonna definitely like pump it up, try to get a little bit more out of it. I can't, so I have to raise my ISO. Once I raise my ISO to 400, I have plenty of light because I'm definitely using, the ambient light that's there, which isn't, believe it or not, it isn't great, even though the video looks that way. But with it at ISO 400 and wide open at f2, I'm getting the light I need, and it's a good mix between the ambient and the flash. Now, I'm going to start off each outfit in studio so you can see those, but then I'm going to walk around the building as well and try to find the hard spots to shoot, the more awkward lighting, the rougher lighting, or the colors like this. This is just horrible for the colors, and you definitely have to do some post-processing when you're shooting in this kind of environment, just to even out the light. I mean, those LEDs above are one color temperature. The light coming in from each side of the hallway is a different color temperature because of the windows. That's more of a bluish. This is more of an orangish, and the flash is this flash is probably rated at 6,000 Kelvin. So you got to play with this a little bit in post-processing. Otherwise, it's not going to be great. Now, when I'm shooting like this, I'm bouncing off that wall to our right. And I just turn the flash, bounce it off the wall, and bring it back in. You can see, by the shadow there where the light's coming from. It's coming from the wall, not directly from me. And what is a good thing with this is the vertical shooting. When you're shooting vertical rather than having that, that weird vertical flash when you're just using direct flash. If you bounce it off the wall, it spreads it out and, covers her from head to toe. And it's less of a weird kind of a look or a shadow. But it works. So, when you do have a bounce wall available, use it. And don't worry about that shadow. It adds dimension. But you can see the colors here. They're tough to correct. Now, back in studio again, on camera, you'll notice like I tip up the flash. even though these are like 12-foot ceilings and they're black, both in the hallway and in my studio here. So you'd think, oh, it's not going to do much. But for me, when I tilt it up, I put that bounce card in. It's almost like feathering a light, if you were using a softbox and feathering it. This is the same kind of concept for me. Yeah, you use a little extra power, but it works, and it produces great images. Now, this first shot in this hallway, I'm at ISO 400, and it's still dark in the back. You can see the lights, but I want more out of it. I want more of the ambient light there because it's a really cool looking hallway. So if I raise that up to ISO 800, I'm getting the look that I want. And it's definitely a better picture to me. I like to see the environment. I don't want everything blurred out and just, blobs of color. I want to see where I'm shooting. That's just my opinion. Now, there's a place for the f1.2s, blurry backgrounds kind of thing. I have nothing against it, but most of the time I like to see the environment. Now, here's a funny story. We've been shooting for almost 8 years together. Now, this dress that she's wearing was one of the very first dresses she wore in one of our very first shoots almost 8 years ago. And that was the picture from that. So I just thought it was amusing that we've been shooting that long and she's still wearing the same dress from 8 years ago, which I love. I think it looks great on her, but it was funny because she brought it on purpose, just so she could say this has been 8 years and we're still shooting together. Anyway, in studio, I again, even with the high ceilings, I tilt it like I'm tilting here just to give that feather of light, and it like covers her better. Like it covers her a little bit higher, a little bit lower. When you're using direct flash, depending on the flash itself, this is why you need to get to know your flashes. And this one here, by the way, I'm bouncing off the wall to her right. But you need to know your flashes so you know the coverage of it and the angles of it. Because when you're using direct flash, sometimes like the up above their head or below, when you're shooting, against a solid wall or something like that, you'll see the fall off and it goes off way too much. Even with round flashes, they have a fall off. The new V100 as well, it definitely has a fall off that's quicker than most. Now, this little bounce card, this is an old one. I couldn't find my new one, but this is an old one that has a big, thick, round black. I like the ones with the real thin, so you have more of a surface area to bounce. But this one works just fine. You can find one on Amazon. I'll show you the new one that I got. I'll leave a link in the description because I really love it, and it just fits in your pocket. You have the gray card on one side, so you'll definitely use that, and then you have that white on the other side. It's so much easier than using any kind of other modifiers on your flash. You just pop it up when you need it. And you can see like it gives a really nice even look, and you can spread it. And if you move your arm away just even more, it gives you a little bit wider of a look, or a softer light, by moving it further away. But you can see how close it is, and the light looks great with this thing. But definitely try this if you've never tried it. It's a lot of fun. And now, there's a comparison with direct flash, which is, you can see it's a little harder, a little bitier, than with the bounce. I just wanted to show you both looks. And here's another one with me feathering it, just by tilting that up a little bit. You can see underneath her chin, it's just a little bit softer than it was before with the direct flash. Anyway, this was a fun shoot. Now, this is definitely a lot more mix between ambient and flash. I would say this is probably 50-50 ambient and flash, but it gives really nice coverage, and my lighting, color lighting is better, because it's more natural light coming in. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this shoot. If you have any questions, leave them below.